he was taking on a lot of things, and I wasn't. His word is appreciation. He didn't feel like he was appreciated, and I can honestly say that I did not appreciate him. I probably took him for granted a lot of times.
Right.
Like, that's Mark. He gonna be there. He don't care what I do. That's Mark. He whatever I say kind of go, and not. I ain't gonna say it like that, but if I want to do something,
he's there.
He's gonna let me do it.
Right.
And if I want to go out, he's gonna make sure the kids taken care of, make sure they eat. He gonna hold up his part. So I'm like, I took him for granted.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the things he was doing. And I think that's kind of, where the marriage took a turn for him. But I didn't know that about, I didn't know that.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. We in the building again, baby.
What it do?
It's the Couples Lounge. I'm your girl, Candace.
Kappa man Remon. You know I had to say that.
Oh, God.
No, don't start.
And we are the Tucks.
Say, hold on, before we say anything.
Okay.
Say, if you have not hit the subscribe button, go and hit the subscribe button now.
And the notification bell. That way, whenever we post some, you get the notification that the Tucks are on, the Couples Lounge is on, and they going live. So make sure you follow us, you all. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
But what's the Couples Lounge about? If this is your first time tuning in, we come and we talk about all things love, marriage, and relationships. And ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because they hate us.
And so every Saturday, 9 o'clock, make sure you are here. But baby, this year,
yes,
the show's about being healed,
yes,
individually,
yes,
healthy relationships,
yes,
and holiness.
Yes.
Where we finding our way to God.
Absolutely.
So we got some special guests in the building.
Yes, we do. We got the fam in the building.
Got the Browns in the building.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Y'all ready?
We're ready.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Y'all see they shirts, the power couple?
Huh.
We got a power couple in the building.
Yes, indeed, man. High school sweethearts.
Yeah. They've been rocking and rolling for a long time.
Yes, indeed. Long time.
So they've been married 19 years.
Man.
19.
Long time.
Will it be 20 this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
20.
20 in August.
And
Y'all got anything big
I was just
planned for the
ask that.
20th?
Anything set up yet?
Not yet.
We just gonna
Not yet.
celebrate the love of 20.
Already.
It could be like I tried to get mine to celebrate 20. Wait till 25. I'm like, oh my goodness. So
Yeah,
I'm
25.
expecting something big for 25. Okay. Okay, so y'all, I met this couple. Well, we officially met both of them last year, but I met Taryn first. And their story of overcoming and triumphing in the midst of some things that some people probably wouldn't be able to get over, get through, get past is why I wanted them on the show. I feel like it's inspirational.
Yes.
I feel like it's going to bless some people on today.
Absolutely.
Because it's something that I believe 90% of marriages deal with.
Oh, yeah. People, nowadays, marriages don't last long. Soon as hardship comes, people throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Marriages are not lasting 19 years anymore.
No.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
So we're gonna start at the top.
Yes.
And then we're gonna bring it back around. We're gonna just let Holy Spirit do what Holy Spirit do.
Yes.
So you all experienced in your 19 years, and then you all can tell us we'll break it down how it happened or when it happened. But you all experienced adultery in your marriage.
Yes.
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
And that's why I said most people did. We did. You're, I think, two for us. But in that process, a child was born.
Yes.
And so, what year was that? What year of marriage?
That was probably year 10.
Yeah.
Year 10.
And see, year 10 was a rough, we almost got a divorce in year 10.
Yeah.
We was literally about to throw in the towel, you're 10.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not abnormal. You know what I'm
No.
saying? Definitely the adultery and everything.
No.
And so they're still here
Absolutely.
9 years later.
Yes.
Gonna be celebrating 20 years on this year. So first and foremost, tell us about your love story.
Yes.
You want me to tell them? So, well, of course, we're high school sweethearts, and we met in high school. I think we started dating in the 10th grade.
Okay.
Okay.
So we were about, was it 10th grade? I think it was 10th grade.
10th or 11th, something like that.
Going on 11th grade, something like that. But anyways, that's
Who
where
went
it
after who?
started. He came after me. He said he been looking at me since 9th grade.
I tried to get her number in the 9th grade, and I guess she thought I was playing or something.
Okay.
And so
Persistent.
She
Yeah,
she
he's
didn't.
persistent.
She didn't.
You gonna be mine.
Right.
Gonna be mine.
But yeah, so I think, 19th grade, well, 10th or 11th grade, we started dating, hanging out. And right after graduation, we decided we wanted to be together for life. And so Mark proposed in the summer of, 2001?
Yeah.
He proposed.
And y'all was straight out of high school?
Straight
like
out of high
18?
school. Like 18.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
How did y'all parents feel about that? Was your parents okay, or did they, baby, y'all too young, or they didn't care?
So we didn't even talk to our parents about it, unfortunately. We kind of just went out and said, we're going to go get a ring. He
Okay.
proposed. You gonna
Yeah.
say when you proposed it?
Oh, Golden Corral parking lot.
Already.
At the Redbird Mall.
You know you wanted to be married at 18.
Yeah.
Already.
Wow. How did you come to that at such a young age?
Not sure. I guess growing up, I always been around older people, so you kind of mature a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it just always felt like it was something I wanted to be with her, and I wanted us to make it and want us to last.
Already.
Okay. So how long after the proposal did y'all get married?
So after the proposal, I went to college. Mark, he went to college too. He stayed at home and went to college. I went off to Jarvis Christian College, and I think I lasted there for about only the first semester.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get married until about
21.
3 years later. Yeah, 3 years
Okay.
later we finally got married. But in between that, we've had a baby.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my second year of college, I had a baby. Actually, going to the third year of college, I had another baby. So I was like, it's time for us to get married. I kind of feel like, wait a minute, we having too many babies.
Right.
We need to go ahead and get married. Because we
Yeah.
were going to get married after college. Like
Okay.
once we graduated college, that was the plan.
Yeah.
Right.
To go ahead and get married. But we ended up doing it, I think, my junior year
Yeah.
of college. And I did transfer back home to go to Paul Quinn. So moved in our first apartment. Like I said, we had our first child. Then once we moved in, we had our second child. And it was time to get married. We got married. And been rocking and rolling ever since. But, of course, I guess, I don't know. It was just, I think we kind of lost ourselves
Mm-hmm.
within the love. Like, he loved me. He would do anything for me. Mark still is a great husband, a great man, takes care of his kids, does anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think just being up under each other just so long, and that's all we knew.
Yeah.
It kind of started to, I think year 7 was the year that,
Got a little rocky.
yeah, got rocky.
Okay.
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 So, if we go to that experience, because I really want people to understand you can make it,
Absolutely.
but also understanding where we may find ourselves in marriage, where
Yeah.
you're saying we've been together since 10th grade,
Yeah.
and we was together, and so to lose yourself in the process of marriage, do you feel like you lost yourself in the marriage?
Yeah. You lose yourself because being so young and growing, you constantly changing.
Yeah.
And things around you changing, so you have to grow. But if you're starting to grow and y'all starting to drift apart, and you tend to just go through life.
Yeah.
Just go through life and not noticing that, hey, we not what we used to be.
Yeah.
We not together anymore. We are actually separating.
Living
And
together but
separate,
separated.
yeah.
Ooh, that's,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a real thing.
Yes, because it got to the point where we were roommates.
Yeah.
We were married, but we was more like roommates
Yeah.
at one point. And sometimes you could be so focused on your kids and life, you forget about this right here.
Yeah.
And that's when trouble can come into your marriage, if
Yeah.
you will. So, yeah.
Remember, we went through a life coaching thing last year together, and the couple explained it to us like, the farther we are apart, you give all that space for the devil
Yeah.
to move around and do whatever needs to be done.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people may be feeling like, okay, well, y'all was together that long, the love story, the bond, how could you?
Right.
What would be your response to that when it comes to the I keep having to not mix up infidelity and adultery because they are two separate things. So how was
Hold on, real quick. What's the difference?
infidelity is cheating. It's like texting. Infidelity is
I didn't know that.
emotional. It's like it's cheating, but you're doing something to betray the relationship.
It's not
whereas adultery is the sexual act.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people will say,
teach us, baby. Teach
a
us.
lot of people will say, well, he committed adultery, but no, if he didn't sleep with him, it's not adultery.
Okay.
It's just infidelity, and so
Okay.
it's a difference.
Okay.
So
Okay.
when it comes to adultery, how did you find yourself in that position?
Well, like you say, once you start drifting apart and that area and that space is there, and you start attracting people that don't need to be there,
Right.
and they start to get in your head and start to whisper and stuff, and you kind of start drifting that way. You kind of start. Then next thing you know, how did I end up here?
Right.
Why did I end up here?
Right.
So
And I think a lot of times too, for guys, especially if you get married young, truly not understanding my role as a husband, not understanding that these vows are serious, and you still have a young boy or young man mindset in acting in that. Also, and I've said it many times on the shows, as guys, we don't have guys in our life for the most part. Bro, don't do that.
Right.
Don't cheat, man. Don't, man. We'll have someone, and the guys, oh, dang, man, she fine. Oh, okay, I see you. Halfway encouraging it. And not enough men are telling another brother, bro, don't. What are you doing? You married. Go home. For the most part, we don't have that. And when you're young, for me, and it's sad to say, but I think it's easier to cheat for us when we're young. Because, again, as a little boy, as teenage boys, we've been applauded for having multiple women. So you bring that mindset with you somewhat still when you marry at a young age. Hell, we got married, we was 24? 24? How old was you guys when y'all got married?
We
Actually
were
got married.
21.
21.
See? At 21,
young.
as a 21-year-old guy don't have the mindset he has now.
Absolutely not.
So it's easy to do something that you shouldn't when you get married at 21, truly not understanding and knowing, bro, this is serious. I'm married. This is wrong. Don't do this. You know, so, and it's not an excuse. Shut up. No, I'm being honest. That's why it's important if you get married at a young age to truly understand what you're doing.
get premarital coaching.
Yes.
Y'all can come see us.
Matter of fact, now that you said, is that something that you guys, I'm gonna assume no, because you
No.
got married so young. No
we
premarital.
We didn't. We didn't go out for premarital counseling, and I don't believe that we used our families.
Okay.
Like my mom had been married at least 20 years before her husband passed away. His mom and dad were married a long time, but we didn't seek counseling. We didn't. Unfortunately, it was like just me and Mark. Me and Mark was
trying to figure
everything
it out
together. Like everything we did, we talked about it. We figured it out. We made the plan. We whatever it was that we wanted to go out and get, we discussed it with each other, and that was it. So our marriage, getting engaged, like he didn't go to my dad and say, "Hey, can I take your your daughter's hand in marriage?"
Right.
He didn't talk. We didn't talk to our parents about it. Like I say, we're in love. We love each other. We want to be together. We know we're gonna be together for forever.
Yeah.
That's my person, and I'm his person, and
Yeah.
so no, we never sought out guidance from preachers or counselors or anything. So I highly suggest that for anybody.
But at that time, counseling, a lot of people, especially in the black community, they didn't.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They don't.
It was negative.
It's negative.
It was frowned upon, like counseling.
It's definitely
What's wrong with
more
y'all?
of a
What's wrong
thing
with you?
now. Yeah.
Yes.
It's definitely more accepting, and people don't label you as crazy and all that kind of stuff. It's definitely it's a shift now. So when you found out, breathe. Look, there you go. There you go. When you found out, what did it do to your heart?
It shattered my heart when I found out.
How did you find that? Did my brother come and tell you, or you heard it from the grapevine? Like, how did you find
As
out?
Mom called me, you become Nancy Drew.
I didn't become Nancy Drew. I didn't become the spy. Unfortunately, but fortunately, he was honest. So we were having a conversation in bed, and of course he had already been. So just to kind of take it back, he had already been committing. He committed adultery, and I'll be honest, because he always say I'm not. I committed adultery as well in the past, and so from year 7 to about year 10, it was just straight rocky, horrible, terrible.
Right.
And I think we lost ourselves into the space.
Yeah.
Was more important. But we thought we reconciled.
Right.
And so we started a brand new life in a new home. We're thinking we're on the up and up, where at least I am.
Right.
And one night we're in bed, and I asked him, "Are you still cheating on me?"
What made you ask? Did you just feel it?
I just think I had a feeling, and so I just asked, are you still messing around with somebody, or are you cheating on me, or whatever?
Right.
And I remember him saying that, I know, or did I ask, can you leave, or have you left her alone, or something like that? I can't remember, but it was something to that effect. And he was like, "I can't," basically saying he couldn't leave her alone. I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he just said, "She's pregnant." So I'm like, what? I didn't even know how, like, I wanted to react, should have been acting out crazy and ready to swing on him, but it was more of a shock.
Right.
And heart was just shattered. Like, I felt like I had literally lost my best friend. Like he was dead.
Right.
Wow.
Did you ever consider not saying, Mark? Did you ever, like, maybe I ain't gonna say nothing, I'll wait, or not even say and try to hide it? Was that ever in your mindset, or did you knew, I gotta tell her?
I know I had to tell her.
Okay.
I know I had to tell her. I actually had the offer, hey, I'd leave town, and I was like, well, I made my bed, I gotta lie in it. I can't have this little girl out here, or child out here, not knowing who his or her father is.
Absolutely.
So,
and I salute you for that.
Real.
Real talk. A lot of men wouldn't. And I've known, unfortunately, I've known a couple of cats who have done that. Literally that ain't my child, just to save my marriage, and the child is innocent. How did you feel when you told her and you saw her reaction or hurt? How did that feel for you? How did you respond to it?
Did you hold on, answer that? But in that moment, was you like, okay, this is my time. This is the time to say it.
Yeah, I felt like it was the time to say it. And then I knew I had to tell her. And me, I was more hurt because of the way I made her feel.
Yeah.
Or what I did to her.
Yeah.
So I've always been a person, I kind of try my best to stand on what I believe in and what I do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I crushed her, it hurt me more than anything.
Yeah. And I have to say this because when I hurt my wife and I saw the hurt in her, it almost broke me. And people don't understand or don't even care to worry about how we're feeling after hurting them. Shut up, I don't care about you being hurt. You shouldn't have done what. But that's a real thing, to be in pain because you caused the person you love so much pain.
We was talking about that, and I'm glad you brought that up because this was a conversation we literally just had yesterday, that people do not, I'm not going to even say people, I'm going to say women, we don't either accept or even understand that when a man really does love you, although he caused that discretion, caused that harm, that when you love him, it does hurt y'all.
Yeah.
And that's not communicated a lot. And I think in our pain as women, definitely when it first happened, it's like, whatever, you ain't that hurt.
Right.
So I'm glad that you did express the hurt that you saw on her face.
Yeah.
So
that's a different, that was a different pain to see. And that's for anybody, for a woman too. If you hurt us, I'm sure that it hurts you. That was a different pain. And like I said, that was something people don't talk about, how painful it is to see the hurt in your spouse's eyes. That's hard to deal with. Was it hard for you to, was it hard for you to move forward in trying to make things better? Or was it easy for you? Like, how was it after admitting it and seeing the pain in her? How was it going forward for you?
What was y'all journey like?
Right,
moving after that.
Because the healing process, it
started.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
What was the healing process to move from that? Because I know that was challenging.
Yeah.
Very, very challenging. With me, I had to just let go everything. Just let go.
What you mean, let go?
When I say let go, is make up in your mind that, hey, do what you can, and it's going to fall where it falls.
Yeah.
You still work forward to try to make it work, but if it doesn't, you have to live with that. You did that. So it's basically let go and just do the work.
Yeah.
Let me ask, was it ever a part of you that, this might sound crazy, ever respected the fact that he was honest and was still trying to be in the child's life? Or was it just pure hurt and you didn't even and didn't care?
Well, I said again, like, I think more like he's honest. Unfortunately, even in his wrongdoings, once he did come forward with it, he was honest that, like, she's pregnant or whatever, and he was saying that he was going to be in this child's life. So, that's the hard part. Like, you're going to be in somebody, another child's life. You already have, because we already had 4 kids by this time. So, I respected the fact that he was honest.
Right.
I believe that it was more so a fear that kept me in the marriage.
Okay.
A fear of what?
Fear of having to be by myself.
Okay.
So once again, I've been with him since we were 16. I don't know nobody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then I just now started out, kind of making a little money. Like he was always the breadwinner.
Right.
So now I'm just started a new job. We just got a new house.
Right.
Just got a new car.
Right.
So how can I leave this man? And we just like, how if I leave him, our income is gone. My income, half of my income is gone.
Right.
If I leave him, we got to go back down to living in what I would call poverty. So living in low income housing that to where I could afford it by myself.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was like there was a fear of just raising 4 kids by myself, having to either go back home to my parents' house and live with them, or live somewhere that I could afford off the income that I was making.
Right.
So fear really kept me tied into the marriage.
Right.
And even though he was honest, it was just that was the fear was what kept me there.
Okay.
So what were you telling yourself? Because I know that may be it may have been challenging to. I'm dealing with adultery, the betrayal. I want to leave, but then I'm fearful, so I gotta stay. What was all? Because that's a lot going on inside, and I know. I'm sure you felt it, because anytime we experiencing something internally, it's felt externally. So he was feeling the energy and everything that was coming with that. So what was it like inside of Taryn in that moment? If you could help another husband understand what his wife may be going through.
For me, it was, I think, because I had been going to church every week. So I felt like my faith in God was going to help me out. Like I remember just asking God, like, what should I do? What should I do? And all I heard was trust. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to trust Mark. I'm going to trust God. And I tried to lean heavily on trusting God, but life was still, this is still in my face.
Right.
I still got to deal with a baby mama.
Right.
I still got to deal with a child once the child comes. So it was just hard, but I think my faith, just trying to believe in marriage, trying to make sure, like, even though adultery is the one thing that you can get a divorce from, but just trying to hold on. So me feeling I was hurt, but I think my pride. So being prideful, and I think men. What was your question about? Like, how should men feel?
No, like helping a husband understand how his wife is feeling. Because some wives they shut down after this, or some are just angry. She cusses it, and he like, dang, you still tripping about that? I did this. So if you were another woman, helping him understand what his wife is experiencing right now, what would you say?
I would say, give her all the accountability? Is that the word I'm looking for? Like, hold yourself accountable. Like, make known that you made a mistake.
Okay.
Oh, for him to hold himself accountable.
Yes, hold yourself accountable, and now be more of, hey, this is what I'm doing, or this is where I'm going. Like, I know the one thing I told him, be upfront and honest.
Okay.
I think that's what I would tell men. Like, your wife is definitely hurting.
Right.
I don't care how strong she is. I don't care how she's trying to hold it in, because I don't know if I know I was angry. I'm pretty sure he felt it a lot of times.
You felt it more?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he felt it, because I was angry. I was, pissed off or whatever. But I had to put on a face for my children and for my family, because this was a secret that we were holding on to. So
How long did y'all keep it a secret?
I think we had a conversation with our kids maybe about 5 or 6 months later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before she was born, right? Yeah,
Okay.
so about 5 or 6 months later.
But y'all didn't tell nobody else outside y'all immediate
Well, after we
household.
told our kids, then we began to tell our parents and our brothers and sisters.
How did the
And then
kids respond? Y'all have girls, correct? You have any daughters at home?
We have
How
3
did,
daughters.
especially your daughters? How did your daughters treat daddy different? Were they mad? Were they hurt? Or were they old enough to even understand at that
I don't
point?
think they were old enough to
Okay.
understand.
Okay. And here's my question to you, Mark. Did you ever get to the point to where you feel like, dang, she's still mad?
I was gonna ask that. Like trying to rush the healing process.
Right.
Well, yeah, kind of rushed it a little, trying to rush it.
Right.
But I also tried to give her own grace, her own time to heal.
Right.
I think the troublesome time was last year before the retreat,
Okay.
because of everything that went on and everything that was going on, and I felt it. I felt it slipping.
You felt what slipping?
The marriage. I felt it slipping because she still hasn't truly healed, and I'm like, I'm not sure if she's trying to heal or if she wants to heal. And I'm like, I'm doing everything I can to assist you in this and help you through this,
Yeah.
Right.
but you kind of feel like you're resisting it, and it's just hard to hold on to it.
Right.
Yeah. And I think I have to say, because I don't know, like, what as far as the timeline, y'all think, what y'all are thinking.
Say what?
So,
No, I don't have a timeline.
oh, okay, because I don't know if we're thinking like, okay, she found out,
Yeah.
and then the she was mad for a year or so or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
and then they got to a healing point. But
You was mad for how long? Just go
I was
tell
mad for almost 10 years.
Okay.
So
Because
from
I
the
don't think
time-
it's a timeline to here.
I don't think, like,
yeah,
I'm
I don't believe
saying,
it's a timeline.
from the time he told me,
Mm-hmm.
I think at one point I was like, okay, I forgive you. We're gonna make this work. I will take care of this. I mean, take this child as my own,
Right.
not really knowing
what that
was gonna look like.
Right.
Yeah.
So when
Right.
when this child finally was born and she came to my house,
It hit you again.
it hit me again.
Yeah.
And every time she came to my house, it hit me again.
Yeah.
And this is going on for 10 years. Like the repeat of that first night that you shattered my heart. My heart is continuously being shattered. But yeah, it wasn't just a year or so later and then she got healing.
Right.
It was a long process.
Right.
And I'm glad she took a moment to share that. So
Right.
that timeline to be, that was for her 10 years. And I know we were saying like a baby is a constant reminder. So it impacts the healing process a little bit different than just the adultery. But shoot, some people stay, if the betrayal was like that without a baby, just the adultery could take years, to heal. But we're going to get back. We're not going to leave y'all. We're coming right back. But we need y'all to get ready for the retreat that they just mentioned. We want to invite you out to the spiritual marriage retreat from We Will Win. It is going down October the 11th through the 13th, 2024. You want to be in the building, baby.
Yes.
Why do they want to be in the building?
Say, man, to reconnect, to experience your why.
You're going to be at a beautiful location.
Beautiful.
Friday through Sunday.
Yes.
Meals are prepared.
Yes.
Y'all, you gotta be there. Take your marriage
Gotta
to
be.
the next level. Payment plans
Right now.
options are available.
How many years has it been that y'all been together? Like how many years? Like we've been together, 28 years, but been married 21. So how many years is it
I
that
think
y'all?
I counted, it'll be 25 this year. So together 25 years and married for 20 this year.
Wow, long time.
Mark, let me ask you, are you still affected by it? Does it still hurt your heart?
Or have you healed yet?
I think I've healed. I think I've healed in it, and just been going forward.
I have to say this. I just got to say it. Because it may go over some people's head. I don't think people may understand the character of these two.
Okay.
And let me explain that. The character of Mark, first, I believe this, and some people may not believe this, but I believe this. Good people, a good man and a good woman can cheat. Not saying it's right. I just don't believe everybody that cheats or scum of the earth, you ain't SHI, F him, F her. Shut up. We're human.
Okay.
A good woman can cheat.
Okay.
She can make a mistake. A good man can cheat. But this is what I mean. The fact that this man says, I am going to be in this child's life is huge to me. And that may go over some people's head. The fact that this woman says, I am going to accept and help raise and take care of this child as my own. Man, not only is that huge, that speaks of the type of people they are to me. Like, that's a good woman. That for a woman to do that, that tells you the type of woman she is. That's a good woman. Yeah. And for this man to say, I'm not going to let my seed be out in the world without a father in their life, says the type of man that he is. So don't get caught up or don't let that act blind you of the type of people who we're dealing with. I just had to say that. I had to say, because that's huge to me.
Absolutely. So y'all mentioned the retreat, and you felt like they came to the We Will Win spiritual marriage retreat last year.
And I didn't know if Mark was going to come. Like, oh, man, I don't know. And I ain't even met my brother at the time.
I said,
like,
he trying to wiggle out. Baby, when I tell you I got the prayer warriors on the line, I was like,
Right.
I said, I got a couple. I need y'all praying. Praying. So, yeah, we were excited to have them join us. And so you said you felt it was slipping. Were you becoming hopeless?
Good question.
Yeah, at that time I was. I was feeling hopeless because I was like, with so much that was going on at that time, it was like I said, I couldn't hold on no more.
Right. I
couldn't hold it, and like I said, when I made up my mind that you just gotta let it go and it's gonna play out how it's gonna play out, I did that. I'm surrendered. Like, hey, I can't do nothing else.
Right.
Right. So she lives with y'all now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's enough, and I'm sure a lot of y'all gonna be like, "What?" Yes, she lives with them.
That goes back to what
their heart, the type of people that they are.
Come on.
So what did the retreat do for y'all?
His was the retreat. But mine was, because you have your other class, the Power of Me class. Okay. That's really where my real healing journey started. The retreat is more like some icing.
Okay.
We still need more icing. I don't know. He's saying he healed, but I think he need more.
It's not perfect, so I'm still working.
Absolutely.
But the marriage retreat, I mean, it for him, I think it helped him see who I was and what I was dealing with. So now he understands. He can see, I can see it from her eyes now, the hurt, the pain that I caused.
Yeah.
Right.
He really saw it at the marriage retreat.
Right.
For me, it was at your the Power of Me class. Healing from the little girl who was hurt as a child and had fear instilled from the time I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And kind of lived in fear ever since then. Until I, started on my healing journey with your class. So that's how I started to, okay, now I can see this is why I chose to stay in this marriage. That's where the fear came from. It wasn't fear from living in poverty. It was really fear that was instilled from a child.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the marriage retreat was also me seeing that, he was going through something and I probably wasn't a big help in our marriage before everything started. Like, he was taking on a lot of things, and I wasn't. His word is appreciation. He didn't feel like he was appreciated, and I can honestly say that I did not appreciate him. I probably took him for granted a lot of times. Like, that's Mark. He gonna be there. He don't care what I do. That's Mark. Whatever I say, kind of go, and not. I ain't gonna say it like that, but if I want to do something,
yeah, he's there.
he's gonna let me do it.
Right.
And if I want to go out, he's gonna make sure the kids taken care of, make sure they eat. He gonna hold up his part. So I'm like, I took him for granted.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate the things he was doing. And I think that's kind of, where the marriage took a turn for him. But I didn't know that about, I didn't know that.
Right. Okay. I've said this.
Hold on, let more answer the question.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, repeat the question again.
It was about, like, what did the retreat do for the marriage or for you? Because you said before that you felt it slipping away.
Right.
It actually helped me regain some trust that it's going to work. Because in that retreat, it let her release a lot.
Yeah.
And with her releasing a lot, I felt us coming together. And it actually helped me release a lot too. So that's where I felt like it was work. It was going to work. It was going to work. Keep fighting, keep putting in the work, keep doing it.
I think what you more trying to say, I'm not meaning that.
How you gonna-
I think he's skipping something. And
What
the
am I
part that
skipping?
he's
What?
skipping is like what we were going through. Like right a year probably before or weeks before the Power of Me class. Like prior to that, I probably was hell on wheels to this man. Cause now I found out. I don't know. You want me to tell him or not about her mother? So we find out that her mother is she's dying of cancer, right? So now, at first it was every 2 weeks that I see this child. So I'm good for 2 weeks, and then here come my reminder,
Right.
which my reminder shows out in anger or hatred towards him.
Right.
So I think that's the part he's saying.
It was slipping.
It was slipping because it was like, is she gonna stay or is she good or what? And this is probably like 9 years. So I'm still having those feelings and those hatreds towards my husband because I haven't really truly forgiven him.
Right.
I haven't truly accepted what has happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm still bitter, I'm angry, and I'm putting it on him. So whenever I see this child, I'm mad at him. We start an argument, and it's like, I don't know. We don't know. We both probably didn't know if we want to be in this marriage anymore at that point.
Right.
So I think that's what he's trying to say without saying it.
Is that what you're trying to say without saying it?
Yeah.
Look, y'all know the why. We're going to step in. I think this is what he's trying to say. Mark, like, how you going to say what I'm trying to say?
And let me say two things. One, I think sometimes in a marriage, both parties can take the other one for granted. When you've been in there for so long, we're like, I think, like a zoo animal.
You and this zoo animal.
Listen to my analogy. Okay. That just rock with me. We're used to the food being brought to us. I'm used to my wife being there doing this. I'm used to my husband holding it down if I need to go here and go there. So I'm used to it. This is what's gonna happen. Opposed to that animal that's in the jungle, I gotta go get it. I gotta do everything on my own. But now I'm used to. You rock with me? You follow me? Okay, that's the teaching. All right. But Mark, here's my question. What advice would you give a husband that's going through it right now because of infidelity or adultery, and his wife hasn't truly healed yet, and he's feeling that heat, and he's like, man, it's been a year, it's been 2 years, it's been 6 months, what advice would you give him to not give up? Because there's men and women out there that's dealing with that right now and not knowing if they want to give up. Should I keep fighting? What advice would you give another brother to encourage him? If this is what you want, don't throw in the towel yet.
Give her a grace period. Stand in it. You caused it. Now you got to deal with it. It's not going to be easy. But you caused it. You caused the hurt. You caused the pain. Stand in it and stay strong.
I love it.
Anything else?
No.
So you mentioned something that came out at the retreat, and in your word was appreciation. when you look back at what was going on, did you ever communicate with your wife, like what you needed? And I'm asking this because I don't think sometimes men don't necessarily communicate. Y'all just take it on and take it on and take it on and never say, well, right now I feel like this, or right now this is too much, or did you ever communicate before as y'all were losing yourselves in a marriage?
I don't think so. I think we, like you say, we just take it and we put it on and just keep pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What would you do different if you could?
Try my best to communicate to it so she can understand where I stand or feel and what's going on.
I love it. Did you have a brother in your life during that process that you could share how you feeling, or did you truly throughout that whole time just had to take it? And within, was there any man in your life, bro, man, I'm going through right now?
Nah, it was all me. I had to go through by myself.
Yeah.
Why did you have to go through it by yourself?
Well, I'm the oldest of the boys in the family, and then your family, cousins, or things like that, y'all drift apart, y'all on different paths. So you kind of don't, especially when you marry, you kind of don't have no one, especially if they single, so you don't hang out with nobody like that.
Right.
So you kind of tend to stay in it on your own and try to figure out how to deal with it or how to make it through.
Yeah, that can be heavy.
It is.
That can be very heavy. Definitely when you feel like you ain't got nobody, nobody to talk to, and I'm trying to figure this thing out on my own. And so
I've dealt with that to where I didn't feel like I had nobody that I could truly trust, that I can tell what's going on with this, and I felt safe with saying it. I didn't want to go to my father. I didn't want to. I didn't know. And when you're dealing with it on your own, it gets heavy. It gets heavy. God, it gets heavy. And it shows up in our relationship. Hell, it shows up health-wise. It shows up. I'm drinking more. I'm smoking more cigars. It gets heavy.
Yeah.
It does.
And I think with that's the power of this right here. As a relationship. When we go through, if we ain't got nobody else, we gotta be able to talk to each other, even if it's a hard conversation. I don't like saying hard. It's gonna be a courageous conversation, and we gotta do it because neither one of us want to be just holding that stuff in, because we are actually going to feel it. Even if we, as a woman, like, well, I don't want to talk to my girlfriends about it because I don't want to feel embarrassed. I don't want to feel stupid for staying with him when I know I need to leave, or I'm telling myself I need to leave, or I'm going through this and I just don't want nobody else to know. We got to be able to be, like, at that moment, you ain't even my husband right now. I need to talk to my friend. Right. Let me tell you what I'm experiencing in what we going through right now. Right. And listening as a friend, right? Because that's what the other people that we're reaching out to, they are just sitting in as a friend. But when we ain't got nobody to talk to, we gotta be willing to talk.
And I think for males, I think we're taught not to do that. We're taught you don't complain. It's looked at as complaining, or man up. Who the hell you complaining for? And who you finna talk to? You take. And I think that's the problem. We have to teach more males. It's okay to open up and talk to someone when you're going through or when you're hurting. Yeah. It is. Yeah. And hold on, before I gotta say this, man, and it's on record, and I hope Mark look in the camera. This is directed to Mark. We gotta link back up, bro. At one point, me and Mark was talking on the. We went and watched some fight. We went to watch boxing together. We gotta link back up. I don't care if I come to your crib. I don't care if we go get a bite to eat. We gotta link back up. I enjoyed when we did it. I ain't gonna mention about your 49ers. I'm not gonna mention that. I don't want to mention that. Oh, actually, I do want to mention that. But like real talk.
Yeah.
I want to link back up, bro.
I'm
talk.
down.
Real talk.
I'm down.
Okay, so y'all heard it.
It-
on the
no,
shoulder,
no,
like,
no.
man, I ain't heard from Mark.
Nah, that ain't been
I
me.
ain't heard from Mark.
It ain't been on me.
No, it's not. Actually, it's been on both of us. I would say that.
I
It's
look
been-
like Mark said, "Nah,
Nah,
it's you."
it's
You ain't coming through.
It's been on both of us.
Okay.
I would say it's both of us, but I will do my part, and I want you to remind, baby, have you hollered at Mark?
Don't put an S on my plate. But I try.
Try.
I try.
He need it.
Okay.
Look.
All right.
What they say, don't be talking about trying. They just give you a way out.
And let me ask this question to both of you, because I know some people who don't want to go to like marriage retreats, anything like that. The first time we went to one, I really didn't want to go. I only went because we were speaking like a marriage retreat. What are we doing, man? I don't went and I loved it. I couldn't wait to go. I met some brothers
Now, he was like that about counseling. He didn't want to go to counseling. And you're a 10 when we went to
I
counseling.
did not want to do counseling.
I'm like, no, we better do something right now, because
Yeah.
this ain't going to make it.
So would you recommend, and I'm talking about any marriage retreat, it doesn't necessarily be out, would you recommend a couple that if you're struggling, the benefits of going to something like that?
Yeah, I would, because it helps a whole lot. It helps a whole lot, and it helps you release and rekindle the flame that you had.
Absolutely.
So if you're having problems, do it.
Absolutely.
Talk to somebody. Try to get some help.
Absolutely. I love it.
So let me ask y'all, where are y'all at now? Power couple?
Yes.
Y'all had
Great
some things,
question.
last year y'all was in a space where it almost was like, we ain't gonna make it.
Right.
Even after 10 years of hurt, and even when I heard you saying that, I'm like, you was hurting internally. It was coming out externally, so you was living the pain that she was feeling for those same 10 years, although you kind of had accepted your child from the beginning, but you still had to endure. So a lot of times people feel like, oh, well, he just got away. He ain't got no worries in the world. Absolutely not. Not if he's still with his wife.
Absolutely.
That's still going through it. He's experiencing it. And that's for the woman that you just want your husband to feel what it is that you felt in the pain. I would tell you he is. If he loves you,
right,
and he sees you're hurting, he still feel the same pain.
She's speaking from experience, y'all.
I really am.
I know.
Yeah. So where are y'all at now?
Now, I mean, we're doing way better. I would say
Awesome.
10 times better than we
Awesome.
were last year. So I feel like, I believe I have, like I say, started my healing journey.
Love it.
And once I began my healing journey, things began to unravel.
Nice.
I gave him real forgiveness. I've accepted it, that we have a child. I forgave him, and I let the hurt from holding on to that unforgiveness so long, I've let those emotions go. So I believe being healed, being able to, now I can see, like, I see what you was doing, God. Because I feel like for some reason that, and I kind of don't like saying it, but I think that, I remember intentional, like God is intentional. And maybe he needed me to go through that, because if I didn't, then I probably would have still just been tearing the wife, the mom, and just living a regular, smuggler life, not knowing who Taryn is, what Taryn like, and trying to figure out what God actually has purpose for Taryn. So I feel like
That's powerful.
the healing, gotta get your healing. Marriage retreat, yes, please, because it definitely woke us up, definitely helped us heal and see each other from a different, our eyes reversed. I look at more differently than yesterday's eyes, so it's a new eye for me to look at him even. So I'm definitely in a better space. I pray that he's in a better space and he can really see me for who I am now.
How did you feel? How do you feel now compared to how you felt last year? I think we started that Power Me class in like June. How do you feel internally? Because I heard you say, I healed, I forgave, I accepted. All those words are very, very powerful words. So how do you feel internally?
Internally, I feel like my heart has healed. Like, if y'all know the song Omarion, I have a ice box where my
Yes.
heart used to be.
Yes.
I literally felt like I had an ice, like I was cold. It was hard. I was hard, and God says, "Harden not your heart."
Right.
And now my heart is softened.
Yeah.
So internally, I feel soft. I feel I love myself. I love the woman that I'm becoming. So internally, I feel good.
Good.
I feel whole.
Absolutely.
Man.
We're gonna let Maury get to his piece, but I just have to acknowledge this part of what she said. Where she said, "I really don't like saying this," but if you look at things as it's all working for my good. If you really look at it, even though yes, it hurt, even though it wasn't right, even though whatever the case may be, how is this working for my good? And what I just heard Terrence say is maybe I had to go through that to become who God needed me to be for the purpose in which he has called her, which you're about to hear about, some stuff that she has going on. Because if she never had went through that, she may not have ever healed up the little girl that was living in fear. And God is like, no. We're gonna work. I'm gonna still work this for your good. And so don't miss that. That's why you have to ask yourself, why am I going through this now? What is God trying to show me, teach me? And it could even be, I need you to know who you are. And so now she does have different expectations for herself in her marriage, for her husband in her marriage, and just moving differently. So, all right.
Oh, go back to the question again, Cal.
Who asked the question?
Yeah.
Was it you or
It
me?
was you. Wasn't it you?
Baby, do some
Oh, where are
crossword
y'all
puzzles.
at now? Where are y'all
My
at
bad,
now?
my
That
bad.
was the question.
I'm gonna be there for
I
you.
get caught up. I just want to be in the moment. Where are y'all at now?
In a better place. In a better place than we were last year at that time. Feel good about the marriage, and I feel she's let go and she's healing.
Love it.
She's healing. I'm still working and healing, but from last year to now, it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Absolutely.
And I hope y'all didn't miss it either. She said we have a child.
Come on, man.
That's
Get out my
acceptance.
head. What?
That's acceptance.
I go back to what I said about them earlier. Like real talk.
Their character,
Man.
them as people.
Man.
Absolutely.
Man.
So, Taryn, tell us what you got going on.
What
Your book. I'm not going to let her play small.
Okay.
Tell us about your book.
So I did write a book, which also aided in my healing. It's called A Renewed Mind. I wrote that book.
Is it out yet?
Yes, it's
Okay.
out. You can get it directly from me, or you can go on Amazon.com and get it. But A Renewed Mind was written last year as well. First self-published book with the help of a mentor. And so I got my book, and then I started a Facebook group called Renew with T, which is it's an extended conversation to keep the conversation going from the book.
Okay.
And trying to inspire, motivate, and encourage women to heal. Number one, heal from your past traumatic experiences,
Right.
and then start going after what God has purposed you to go after in your life. You know, reaching out your dreams, your goals. Like I said, I got lost in the sauce, but now I'm starting to heal, finding myself, finding my passion, my purpose. So I got the group, and then my overall thing is to become like a motivational motivational speaker. So I'm working on things with that, and this is like one of the biggest things that I, to start. Got some other stuff lined up. So
Love it. One more time. Tell the people where they can get the book and what's the name of the book, how much it costs. Let it know. Let it be known. Let it be known.
So the book is called A Renewed Mind, and it's by Taryn Brown. You can get it from me directly. I'm on Facebook, Taryn Brown, and it's TARYNBROWN. The book is $16.99. And yeah, so the book is available.
Okay. We gonna purchase the book.
Okay.
We want to show support.
Hey.
We gonna get a book. We want to support everybody that we have on our show and anything that they're doing. We want to be guilty of supporting you guys, so we definitely will get a copy of the book ourselves.
Right. Well, I appreciate it.
And we always end the show with well, not always. Let me take that back because sometimes we forget. But somebody should have told me, based off of what you all have been through, it's a point of what would you tell? You can speak to the husbands, you can speak to the wives, you can speak to the husband, or you can speak to the wife. What would you tell them if you're using your testimony as your voice?
You want me to go or you gonna go first?
You can go.
Of course. So I'll say somebody should have told me that one, marriage is work. Marriage is work. So you have to work at and for your marriage. Communication needs to be a big part of your marriage. Being open and honest is a bigger part of planning your marriage. But yeah, somebody should have told me that marriage is hard work and you have to work for what you want. And if you want a great marriage, you might go through some stuff, but being open and honest is going to help you out.
Someone should have told me marriage is work, it's hard, but in it, it can be a great blessing. If you up for it, it can be a great blessing. Someone should have told me that before you start your marriage, go get counseling, talk to someone, get some people in your corner to show you the proper way to do it. That's how I feel about what they should have told me.
Okay.
All right. Love it. Man, we helped some people today.
Yeah.
They helped some people today.
Yeah.
I know this show did.
Yeah.
I know it did. And if nothing else, I need you to remember, Mark said we're going to stay in contact. He said that we both going to be in contact, so I need everybody. Y'all got that? Okay.
So this show was about overcoming.
Yes.
And so I would say to the couples,
Yes.
if love is still present,
Yes.
y'all can overcome. You may not even be in love, but if love is still present, you can still see glimpse of God. Put forth the effort. Go all out before you just like, we're going to throw in the towel. Because you can overcome what you are going through. We need more marriages working out and being healthy. And from what I hear, it's definitely healthy
Moving
now.
right.
And it's the healing. And like they saying, healing is a journey. But you got to be intentional about your healing when you know, oh, I feel like this inside. Let me do it. Let me go get healed. So thank you all.
Hold
for
on, let me say
tuning
that.
in.
I have to say because I have to say this. Your mistake doesn't define you. How do you handle and overcome that mistake tells a lot about you. So if you haven't heard nothing, you've heard how a mistake was made, but you've heard how two good individual people have handled that mistake and have came out as better people and as a better couple moving forward. So don't let that go past you.